we have had an onslaught of questions.
We do.
And so I think it's time that we knock at least one of these out before we hit the final segment here.
Let's do it.
You got the questions, we got the answers. All you do is ask. Practical, 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 practical. Ask Practical Doug.
Gotta throw a different one in there each time.
Every time.
So I think I'm gonna let Crit decide which. We've got 3.
I don't think I gave him any of them. So
right. So
okay.
So we got 3 hot ones sitting here for our Ask Practical Doug. So for those of you who are not familiar with the segment, Doug has a little person inside of him named Practical Doug, and Practical Doug often overtakes every other tiny Doug that lives inside Doug and makes him very, very practical about things. So we ask you to submit your questions to Ask Practical Doug, and Practical Doug will come out and he will answer them. So Crit, we have, I'm just going to say 1, 2, or 3. You pick 1, 2, or 3.
You know, if I'm leaving things to fate, I usually leave it up to my dice.
Oh, 3-sided die.
Let's go. Where's that? Where's that?
Yeah.
The triangle that just.
Here we go. We got this. We got this. You ready?
We go.
How many sides we got?
Let's pick the pretty one. We got the D4 here.
Okay.
We got the D4. All right.
That's 4 sides.
Doesn't math. No. All right. You ready for this?
Let's do it.
Oh, that's a 4. We got to reroll.
I was like, there's 25% chance.
We got a 2. We're going 2.
All right, 2.
All right. So number 2 comes from Mr. Jared from Down Under. He asks, Practical Doug, does a straw have 1 hole or 2 holes?
So glad you asked, because this is very simple. It's 1 hole. Cool.
You got the questions.
No, tell me your logic behind it.
Next question. Next question.
The defense rests, Your Honor. So the way Practical Doug approaches this is it is 1 singular hole that is pushed through, like it's a tube, right? It's a series of tubes. And there is 1 hole that connects from one end to the other. Now, I already Noah says checkmate. I love it.
These things are not being let through. I love
it's important.
He is getting stopped at every fucking chat. Every message he's throwing in here, he's getting stopped.
This is amazing because he is a mod, so I don't understand what's happening. So, but apparently he's doing all the naughty stuff. Is your mouth and your butthole 1 hole because they're connected? No. That's 2 different things.
That is a checkmate. But...
It's because I timed you out. I didn't mean to time you out, by the way. Sorry about that. In this situation, like, here we go. I actually have straw right here.
Look, here comes the props.
There you go. What do you know? All right, so here we are.
All right, what do we got?
So there's 1 hole.
Yep, and then turn it around. There's another one.
2 holes. I'll rest my case.
The way Practical Doug looks at this is that he needs to wash this, but he needs to it is 1 hole that connects from one end to the other, and it's problematic. Practical Doug's already seeing problems with that because
1 hole connects to the other hole.
Yeah, because I'm thinking of all the different ways in which you can be like, well, no, that's 2. Because what if it was like this in a wall, right? And this was like, oh, there's 2 holes, right? If this was like behind the wall, you just saw this part. You'd be like, oh no, that's 2 holes, but it's what comes to a straw. Because I think the thing is when it's because it's a straw, right?
Yeah.
This is a simple thing that has 1 simple purpose, which is you suck up water from one end to the other. This is 1 singular thing.
I mean, if that's what you're into.
Let me ask you.
That's fair enough.
Second.
So let me ask you this then. Define what a hole is. Define a hole.
I thought you would never ask. It's the thing that my wife won't get near. Okay?
That's what my dick in was.
Right?
Well, yeah. I mean, what is it?
Wow, I've never had anyone ask me to define a hole. It is a. I mean, typically, I guess it's a circular shape. It is something that is broken into something else. It creates a separation from something else, and yeah, I guess that's what it is. Humans are just big straws. Says E-Toy.
So there's two definitions. It's either a hollow place in a solid body or surface, or a small or unpleasant place.
All right.
A hollow place in the solid body or surface. So if that's the case, then yeah, a straw technically, I guess, would be just one giant hole.
Yeah. Because then I'm already just playing devil's advocate.
Two openings.
That's what I was gonna say. Because if it's like, oh, this straw is leaking. Oh, from what end? The top or the bottom, right? Because you could just say, well, it's coming out of the hole. It's like, well, which hole?
Right.
You know. So that would be problematic. Because it's one hole until you cut off at the middle, then it's two holes.
You're right. You're right.
Smaller hole. That's just a shallower hole.
But it's two different holes, though, isn't it?
Is toilet paper roll two holes? No, it's one hole.
But see, this is what Crit just said though. It is because you can enter it from both sides. You can enter
because you can spit roast it, you know.
Right. Because you can enter it from either side. I feel like each one of those ends is a hole, and those two holes are connected.
What if we had a hole on one end of the earth and another one on the other side? You would call each side a hole.
Except here's the thing.
And the center would be the tunnel.
But here's the thing. We're not talking about that. We're talking about a straw.
But
isn't it just like a small scale version of that?
Yeah, right, I think it's different.
Tunnel. A straw is just a small tunnel that you suck through.
Yes!
Is it a hole? It's what Wolfslore wants to know. Is this
Excuse
a hole?
me, hand me the small tunnel, boy.
So, Jared, to answer your question, yes, a straw is a small tunnel.
You got the questions, we got the answers. All you do is ask. Practical, 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 practical. Ask Practical Doug.